Steven is very comfortable with the use of music in his films. AI, I think, has over 2-hour scores. But his particular kind of lyricism, his particular kind of emotional palette that he creates, seems to lend itself to music to the extent that we don't feel we're taken away from the state of reality or the reality that he's trying to conjure for us by the presence of the orchestra, which can happen with another kind of film. So the music, I think, is quite schizophrenic, at least in my mind, because you have very tonal aspects, some string in the beginning. You have the piano at the end. And there are sections that are very atonal, which is to say dissonant or without the gravity of the tonal system to root it. Some sort of postmodern things for this flying of the helicopter. A lot of use of electronics, much more than I usually do.
Be careful, David. This is no toy.
Also, you have a snippet of Tchaikovsky. And a bit of Rosenkavalier you even hear when they go into Rouge City, which incidentally, this quotation of Richard Strauss was the one piece of music that Stanley Kubrick requested that Steven leave in the film. We don't know why. The Waltz from Rosenkavalier of Richard Strauss. It was something in his mind, in Kubrick's mind. We don't know why he wanted it. It's the one thing he stipulated. It should be that melody from Richard Strauss in some area. So very difficult for me to find a place where it fit. But there's a section for about 30 seconds where they drive through those great faces, you know, across the bridge into Rouge City, where on top of my own music I threaded the waltz theme from Rosenkavalier as an homage to Kubrick completely, without fully realizing what the connection in his mind was. So it's a very eclectic score and a very voluminous score, very different from the things that Steven and I have done before, with the possible exception maybe of Close Encounters. I think it's closer to that in its timbral aspect. There are several melodies which are, I would call them cantilena almost. The most prominent one is the one that's played at the end. And I wrote half a dozen of these examples, not fully extended, and played them for Steven. We kept working on the last scene, the death of the mother. And I would play these themes on the piano and we would lay them against the film. And the one that we finally used seemed to both of us to be the right expression. It's very simple, although it has its complexities. And it's also very direct. And that scene is about 7 minutes long. So it's a long stretch of material for a cantilena of that particular type. If it works, it's the result of our being able to make some kind of emotional connection with associations of lullaby, of a connection between a child and a mother. It seemed like the right solution. I think the thing that's unique about AI, for me at least, is the essential spiritual aspects of what it was examining.
I propose that we build a robot who can love.
The idea that to be able to love someone is the thing that defines humanity in the end. At the end of the film, when David, who's been looking for his mother and wanting to be human all these centuries now, when his mother has her final biological death, he is able to die at the end of the film, and thereby achieving his humanity. By being able to die, he's proven himself to be human, which is the one thing that we all share, we all eventually will do. So these are subjects that are abstract and spiritual and very personal, and they go right to where music can speak to. Music is really about this kind of thing at its core. Not every film, as great as it can be, if it's an adventure film, it may be about hunting sharks, you know. And in emotional musical terms, that may be about heroism, or it may be about fear.
There is no substitute for your own child!
But this film is about very wonderful things to conjure and to ruminate on.
But outside, he just looks so real, like he is a child.
As a consequence of that unique set of subjects musically, it made it a special opportunity and challenge for me.